Welcome to 10,000 to Flight. This is my new YouTube channel. I just wanted to talk about the book of Genesis because I've had some issues and some questions, and I've been hanging out with friends with so many ideas. I just wanted to go through it and see how much sense. You just tell me how much sense this makes. Uh, we all know the story of Adam and Eve. We know that Eve ate of the fruit and gave it to Adam, and then they became disobedient by that act, and God decided to punish them. But then again, there's a bunch of friends who claim that that fruit was not an actual fruit that Eve ate, and this fruit was more of it was a sexual sin, as in literally Eve had sexual intercourse with Lucifer. I know it sounds wrong and everything, but I just want you to go and listen. Just go through with me and just listen to what I have to say and tell me if it makes sense. Now, if you look at the book of, we're going to look at the book of Genesis chapter 3, Genesis chapter 4, and Genesis chapter 5. I have my Bible here, but I'm not going to read, but I'm just going to bring out the pointers. Now, the first thing that happens is Eve is tempted by Satan, and then God shows up. And what does God ask him? He asks him, what hast thou done? What have you done? And the woman says, the serpent beguiled me. And then I question this. I go back to the dictionary and look up the word beguile. And three things catch my eye. Number one, beguile means to charm, to woo, and to seduce. Now, we all know what those terms mean. I mean, in our daily lives, charming is, and wooing and seducing, most of them require a man and a female of the opposite sex in a normal setting, and then it's always trying to win the other person, and mostly sexual or intimately. So there was some form of intimacy that is being seen here. Now, why is Eve using the word beguile, or why is the Bible using the word beguile? You would have used anything. You would have said, okay, the serpent lied to me, he deceived me. They say beguiled, he charmed me, he wooed me, he seduced me. Now that is a pointer. Now if we go down to the book of Genesis 3:16, now we are looking at now the punishment that God puts on Eve. And this is the first man, or this is the first punishment that is put on mankind, Eve being the recipient. Now, what does God say? God says, I will greatly multiply your sorrow in conception and in childbirth, and you will greatly have pain, more pain, much pain. Your pain.